After the false alarm from last week, it's almost out. I just been wiggling it and banging it a little bit, wiggling it. How am I going to get this thing back in there? I have no idea. Let's do an inspection of the transmission that I just pulled out. This is what we've all been waiting for the last few weeks, months. So right there, look at that. That's the pilot bearing that is fused to the shaft. So that's why I couldn't get it out, because it's actually fused to the shaft. Throwout bearing still works, but barely. It's very dry. It's like all the grease and oil is missing. It spins, but it was very loud. I've been dealing with that for years, which is not that bad. The engine mount is shot, so I'll replace that. Okay, there's the new one. And here's the old one. The culprit of why it broke, well, if you look in there, you can see one of my, I think, pinion gears. It's like totally loose. Look at that. And there's the picture through the input shaft from the other side. Let's see if I can, yeah, so it's just loose in there. I wonder if this needs to be put back together with like a pin and the gears and everything are still in good shape. Again, this is the original transmission and it has 190,000 miles on it. And the original clutch as well, since 1995 when I picked up the car, drove it off the lot. I want to make sure that the grease that I use on the new transmission will hold up. I mean, I don't expect it lasting another 26 years, but clearly it's like all the grease is gone from the fork to the back of the fork to the throwout bearing. As for under the car, I still have to do a lot of inspection, but here's the original clutch. It says Taken clutch, made in USA, and that's been in there since I guess when it was built, 1994. A few other things I'm going to do. I'm going to try to tackle the EGR valve from underneath. I have to replace the rear O2 sensor. I have to replace all the motor mounts, so there's one right there that's old. This one up there I already pulled out. Of course I got to see about the rear seal. I don't think it's leaking, so I may leave it alone. And what other items have to, oh, the gas filter. Got to replace the gas filter. Rebuilding the slave cylinder. I have like 2 or 3 from the used transmissions I can pick from. Installing all the various parts, the motor mounts, putting everything back together. Installing the new clutch that I purchased. But let's first take off the current clutch and see how the wear is on the original clutch of 190,000 miles and 27 years on the road. There was a remaining of the pilot bearing, all in pieces. I guess from when I was banging it to get it out. So part of me is thinking of leaving the flywheel alone because it doesn't look that bad and I don't see any leaking rear seal oil. So I'm thinking of just leaving it and letting it be. Of course, I'll clean it up a little bit. Now here's my main concern. This is the original clutch disc that came out, and it's got a lot still left on there. But look how there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rivets. And then this new one that I got, it only has 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's not much thicker at all. So this one held up great. This one just looks a lot meatier than this one. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, just emptiness. And this one's just like all bolted together and heavy metal. Even the inside. So let me know what your thoughts are. And I'm still struggling with the original throw-out bearing that's all metal and really meaty compared to this new one that's plasticky and just kind of wobbly. I mean, it's quiet and stuff, but I don't know. So I guess between the throw-out bearing and the disc, I have some thinking to do before I finish this job. Now that we officially know what the issue was, it was definitely the gears in the transmission, the spider gears. I want to thank everybody for the last few months and the 77 subscribers that I've gained who is interested to see what was wrong with the Ford probe and what was needed to get back on the road again. This will probably be the last dedicated video on the transmission replacement, and all future videos should hopefully be the car on the road and some more fun items.